Hey guys, Jasmine here. I promise this sort of the last one for at least a little while. Okay, maybe not a little while, but at least I'll put some substancy videos in here somewhere too. Videos of sort of me just talking about feelings about things and stuff. But today's been a really eventful day and I want to share it. So, I could not help but start my TPN early today. My home nurse came at 2:30 and I just wanted to start it while he was here. And I was just really anxious. That's really more of the reason. I mean, he had it all set up. I could have started it later, but I really just wanted to start all this here. It is so complicated, and I am just blown away by how much work having an IV is, but also how kind of cool it is. And just everything about it is just new and exciting, and I can really start. I mean, it's only been like I've only gotten a small amount of nutrition, but like the wheels in my mind have started turning again, which is something that just has been off for so long because of the lack of nutrition. Like I'm thinking like, oh, I want to make a nicer sleeve for this. So I had my mom go to the store. I'm driving them crazy. I've had them like running around town picking a bunch of different things. I'm like, oh, I need you to go pick up some like spandexy fabric so I can make a cover for this. And like I'm thinking about patterns in my head, and I'm thinking out how I'm gonna rig this system to a wheeled backpack so that when I am at home I can carry it around because okay, so here I'm sorry, I'm talking fast. I'm really going crazy over this nutrition. This is why though. Okay, so this here is my TPN bag. You can see it. This is a 3,000 milliliter bag. I think it has 2,400 milliliters of fluid in it, and I'll actually only get about 1,600 of that, but they can't have it. They need to put more in because they really can't have it go down. Because if it goes down, you can get air bubbles in. And so that runs in this tubing, which goes through this pump. And as you can see, this pole is a little bit ridiculous looking. Like this is actually a feeding tube pole, but they won't give me a new one. But it's okay. It works. It works. So you see here up here, the TPN bag is connected by that. And then so the pump is actually in this backpack here, this like sling thing. And so it's plugged in, and I have this, if I want to take it anywhere, I have this battery pack that's being charged. And so, like, okay, this runs for 12 hours. I take meds every 4 hours, so I've already had to take meds, like, twice in the time that I've been running this. And so what I did, it's pretty crazy. I, like, took this sling off, and I, like, threw it around my shoulder, and then I picked this bag up. I'll show you how I did that. I picked this bag up and I hooked this hook in like a carabiner clip, and I went into my kitchen where my meds are because I'm still doing J-tube meds, so I have to crush all the pills and suspend it in water, and I hooked it in a carabiner clip and I put it on my like kitchen drawer, the cupboard handle, and then I did that whole thing, and then I came back, and so like, whoops, oh, and now my pole is sinking. Okay, the fun never ends. Okay, but yeah, so this has been a little bit crazy. And oh my goodness. Okay, I've had a really eventful day today, actually. I take this off my shoulder. So I went down to the motility specialist, and we had good news, actually. The motility specialist, well, good and weird news. So the motility specialist can't actually do a test because of my deep brain stimulation. So there's actually really no way to tell, and I was never able to do the emptying study for gastroparesis, but I mean, it's really obvious we have gastroparesis. I have gastroparesis because it's like, I mean, I have thrown up food that I ate 3 days ago. Duh, it's gastroparesis. And I mean, every problem I've had is so indicative of it. But apparently there are some neurological problems that can mimic it, but I mean, it's so obvious, and she agreed that that'd be pointless in the gastric emptying study. It would just be so hard because you have to eat some food that I would just not be able to keep down. So it's like, I could try it, but potentially I'd throw up the medicine, and so that'd be stupid to even put me through. So anyways, they wanted me to do a capsule endoscopy, which is like you swallow a camera, but the problem is that they like electrical transduction is how they get the capsule to like respond. But because I have DBS, they don't know if one will intercept the other, so they could destroy my DBS, which would be really bad. I could turn my DBS off, but doing that for 72 hours, the doctor was like, no way. That would just be torture. And I said, you can do that if you admit me to the hospital and drug me. But unless you do that, there's no way I'm going to do that. And she said, that it would just be cruel. So we're not going to do that. So there's really no way to get a good picture as to what my intestines are actually, how they're actually functioning. We do know if they're doing something, not a lot, but something, as I can tolerate about 700 calories and meds. And so the idea is to keep them running with meds, or to keep meds running as long as possible through my intestines. And to try to keep a little bit of food, because you have a whole microflora in your small intestine. And if you don't have any food coming in, you're going to have some problems with that changing. And so even if I just run the feeding tube during the day, so the idea is I'm going to have this TPN at night for 12 hours, and then during the day, I'm going to have my my feeding tube. And with the feeding tube, I'm not really trying to get calories. The feeding tube, I'm just trying to run something, run food. And I need, I'll have to pack all my meds for the day because I do have to suspend meds in water and inject them every 4 hours. So it's sort of just like this constant juggling act between me and my TPN and my feeding tube, and it's just kind of a mess. And one of the things that we talked about today was asking my GI if I could get a separate J tube, which is kind of a difficult surgery. It's a surgery I'd even have to be in the hospital for 3 days for, and it'd be really painful. But the thing about that'd be really nice is I have this really gigantic tube. This is my feeding tube. It's pretty heavy. And replacing it every 6 months to a year is actually really painful. They have to go in with an endoscopy and replace the whole thing in it. I'm still recovering from it. I have a pretty bad case of granulation tissue, which I'll make a video about someday. It's just been really kind of painful and hard. And so if I had 2 button tubes, I could even replace them on my own. Like, it'd be really easy to replace. Like, it would be as simple as deflating a syringe-filled, like a saline-filled balloon with a syringe and putting new saline in with the new tube. Like, it's not even surgery, it's nothing. It will take me 10 minutes to do, if that. So that would be really awesome. So I would have 2 tubes instead of 1, but it would just be a surgery I have to endure. So I'm still recovering from last week's tube replacement, so I'm not going to do that anytime soon, but my GI did basically promise me that my J portion of my GJ tube was going to come back up into my stomach, which was be a whole nother endoscopy procedure, which honestly, that is like one of the worst feelings I've felt, to have that come back up. You just get horribly nauseous and just really sick, and it's dangerous. It's not a good thing, but he said he did the best he can to, I have a really long one, and he said that if my intestines are that slow, it's gonna happen again, and it has happened multiple times before. So it's a problem. Good fun. Anyways, for now, I'm not gonna worry about that, because that won't happen for a while, at least, theoretically. Yeah, one day at a time. So right now, I'm just gonna get used to TPN. Tomorrow, I'm going to make some contraption inside of a wheeled suitcase that at least, if I run this at 6 o'clock to 6 o'clock, from 6 to whenever I fall asleep, like if I get up or whatever, even during the middle of the night. So I'm gonna try to rig like a freestanding suitcase. I think I have like all these ideas, and I can't wait to try it and video about it. But for now, I'm really excited about what the future holds with TPN. Like I said, I'm already kind of feeling alive again, some sort of nutrition rush. Sort of how the rest of the TPN works. So this is like a filter. So this is so you don't get air bubbles. And the pump runs it. It runs through the pump to keep it constant, and it's got this long tubing into my arm here and my PICC line. So that's it's exciting. The PICC line doesn't hurt at all anymore, it never did. It hurt a little more today than it did yesterday, just like a little bit of muscle tenderness, but it's really no big deal. And yeah, actually my feeding tube hurts more than my PICC line at the moment. But yeah, so it's good. That part is good. And I just, I'm actually starting to come up with new ideas for a bunch of stuff with the videos. Like, the nutrition rush is just, like, kind of insane. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to watch this video later and be like, why did I post that? I was, like, high on life with the high on nutrients. Going a little bit crazy here. But, yeah, it's just, it's exciting and fresh for the first time. So the next thing I'm planning on writing is sort of a guide on how to talk to your doctors, because I have improperly talked to a lot of doctors and given them the wrong ideas, and they're not very good at talking to you, and so you really have to talk to them. And there's just lots of tricks and tips I've learned, both from a scientific perspective and just from a life and patient perspective. Comes from a lot of frustration with a lot of doctors. So for now, I should probably go rest. It's been a good day, a very busy day. Tomorrow I see pain management. So tomorrow will be good. I'm very excited to see pain management. My doctor also really wants me to get off of crushed pills for pain relief and onto a patch, because the crushed pills are really not helping my just the pain pills. The Parkinson's pills I can still crush, and Lyrica, which I'm taking, which has been giving me the crazy food cravings. That she said is actually pretty decent for your digestive system. The food cravings are actually a good thing, according to her, even though they're driving me insane because I shouldn't be eating that much, and I crave food like a maniac. And so it's definitely an interesting combination there. Oh, that is the other thing that she said that was really exciting. She told me I should eat. Of course, I cannot eat without sucking stuff out of my stomach, which once again is just the grossest thing ever. But I mean, I can do soft things, like I've been drinking liquids like smoothies, and I had a green tea frappuccino. Oh my god. But there's my dog barking. But you know, so she said that's actually really good for me, because even if I drain it out of my stomach, it's still my stomach sensing food, and that's good. And so the other thing is that it's also good for my throat muscles. She said swallowing something is activating your throat muscles, and they could weaken over time of me not swallowing anything. So I was given the permission to binge, yay. Which I've honestly kind of been doing and just suffering the consequences. Also optimizing with the suctioning to not get sick all the time. So it's all a process of just getting better at being sick. So you're still sick, but less sick. Okay, and I have officially stopped making sense. So I'm going to sign off for tonight. And I will get to writing that actual substance video. And honestly, tomorrow, if things go with my pain doctor, I'll probably post another thing. Because lots is happening. And so thanks for watching. You guys are great as always. Thank you so much to everyone who follows my channel. I've been overwhelmed by amazing support. And I keep doing what I'm doing because people are telling me that it's helping them in some way, and that's really awesome. So this was my, 12-minute babble. Sorry for how just bouncy I am right now, but being bouncy for the first time in a long time is good. So I'll see you next time. Bye.